Marsupials represent a fascinating and specialized group within the mammalian class, characterized by unique reproductive strategies and anatomical features. They include wombats, koala, thylacine, also commonly known as the Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf, quokka, macropods, sugar glider, thylacoleo, Tasmanian devil, quoll, possums, marsupial mole. While marsupials are indeed mammals, they possess distinctive traits that set them apart from other mammalian groups. This report explores the key differences that distinguish marsupials within the broader mammalian classification, examining their reproductive systems, physical characteristics, and evolutionary adaptations. Contrary to what might be implied, marsupials are not separate from mammals but rather constitute a specialized subgroup within the class Mammalia. The mammalian class can be divided into three major subgroups based on reproductive strategies. Placental mammals, eutherians, develop offspring fully inside the mother's body via a complex placenta. Marsupials give birth to underdeveloped young that continue development in a pouch. Monotremes, egg-laying mammals like the platypus and echidna. Marsupials, like all mammals, possess mammary glands, hair or fur, a four-chambered heart, and are endothermic, warm-blooded. What distinguishes them from other mammals is primarily their unique reproductive system and several anatomical features that have evolved to support their specialized development. While most people associate marsupials with Australia, where they comprise the dominant mammalian fauna, these animals are also found in the Americas, with the opossum being the most well-known example. Australia's geographic isolation allowed marsupials to evolve and diversify with limited competition from placental mammals. The most striking difference between marsupials and placental mammals lies in their reproductive strategies. Marsupials have extremely short pregnancies compared to placental mammals. Their placenta, contrary to popular belief, does exist but functions for only a brief period before birth. This short-lived placenta provides nourishment to the young for just a few days before they are born in an extraordinarily underdeveloped state. The marsupial placenta differs structurally from that of eutherians. Marsupial blastocysts lack an inner cell mass, consisting solely of a single layer of trophoblast cells that eventually become part of the choriovitelline placenta. The defining characteristic of marsupials is the presence of a pouch, or marsupium, where the underdeveloped young, called joeys, continue their development after birth. This pouch structure varies among species. In kangaroos and koalas, the pouch opens forward. In bandicoots, the pouch opens backward. The pouch contains teats that provide nourishment to the developing young. An additional anatomical feature supporting this reproductive strategy is the epipubic bone, an extra bone in the pelvis found in marsupials that helps support the pouch. Marsupial newborns are born in an extremely underdeveloped state, often described as embryonic. These tiny, hairless newborns have an interesting developmental pattern. Their hind limbs are only partially formed, but their forelimbs are more developed and equipped with sharp, curved claws. These specialized claws are crucial for the newborn's extraordinary journey from the birth canal to the mother's pouch, a distance that can span many times the length of its tiny body. After the short gestation period, marsupials compensate with an extended lactation period, sometimes lasting up to a year. Recent research has revealed a fascinating evolutionary adaptation. Female marsupials express genes important for fetal development in their mammary glands rather than in the placenta as seen in eutherian mammals. This represents a developmental handoff from womb to milk that supports their unique reproductive strategy. Beyond reproductive adaptations, marsupials differ from other mammals in several key anatomical and physiological aspects. Physical characteristics: many marsupials exhibit syndactyly, a condition where the toes are partially fused together with webbing. This feature is particularly notable in koalas. Marsupials also typically have distinctive dental formulas and skull structures adapted to their specific diets. For example, carnivorous marsupials like the Tasmanian devil have sharp, pointed teeth for tearing flesh, while herbivorous species like kangaroos have flat molars for grinding plant material. Perhaps one of the most significant differences lies in brain structure. Marsupials lack a corpus callosum, the nerve tract that enables communication between the left and right hemispheres in placental mammals. Instead, their hemispheres communicate using a simpler network of nerve fibers. Marsupial brains are also generally smaller than those of placental mammals relative to body size. For instance, a quoll and a similarly sized housecat have comparable skull sizes, but the quoll has only about half as much brain tissue. Researchers believe these neurological differences may account for marsupials' generally lower cognitive abilities and behavioral differences compared to placental mammals. Behavioral implications: the neurological differences appear to manifest in behavioral distinctions. Most notably, marsupials typically have limited vocal abilities compared to placental mammals. They generally don't make sounds of excitement or distress, and young marsupials don't cry out in hunger to their parents', behaviors common in many placental mammals. There are exceptions, such as koalas with their fearsome roars and kangaroos that can make grunts, growls, and barks, particularly during mating competitions. Ecological adaptations and diversity: marsupials have evolved diverse adaptations to occupy various ecological niches. Dietary specializations: marsupials exhibit a wide range of dietary adaptations. Herbivorous species like koalas have specialized digestive systems to process fibrous eucalyptus leaves that would be toxic to many other animals. Carnivorous marsupials like quolls have powerful jaws and sharp teeth for capturing prey, while specialist feeders like the numbot have evolved long, sticky tongues to feed on termites. Locomotion adaptations: different marsupial species have evolved various modes of locomotion suited to their environments. Kangaroos are known for their powerful hind legs that enable them to cover great distances in leaps, while tree-dwelling marsupials like koalas have strong, curved claws for climbing and gripping branches. Activity patterns: many marsupials are nocturnal, which helps them avoid the heat of the day and reduces competition with diurnal animals. Their behaviors are specifically adapted to their habitats. Koalas, for instance, conserve energy by sleeping up to 20 hours a day. Social structures and behaviors: marsupials display diverse social structures. Kangaroos live in social groups called mobs, with established hierarchies. Koalas are largely solitary, coming together primarily during breeding season. Tasmanian devils are generally solitary but may congregate when feeding on large carcasses, while marsupials are indisputably mammals, sharing the fundamental characteristics of the class Mammalia. They represent a distinctive evolutionary branch that has developed specialized reproductive strategies and anatomical features. Their short gestation periods, coupled with extended development in a pouch and prolonged lactation, represent an alternative evolutionary solution to the challenges of reproduction and offspring development. The marsupial approach offers certain advantages, particularly in harsh or unpredictable environments where the mother can potentially abandon underdeveloped young in the pouch if resources become scarce, a flexibility not available to placental mammals with their greater maternal investment during pregnancy. These differences highlight the remarkable diversity within mammalian evolution and demonstrate how different selective pressures can lead to distinct reproductive strategies while maintaining the core characteristics that define mammals as a class. Far from being less evolved than placental mammals, marsupials represent a highly successful and specialized evolutionary path within the mammalian lineage.